I never imagined I'd be the one to bring down Deborah Jenkins, better known around Sunnyside Estates as Karen, the tyrannical president of our HOA. But life has a way of throwing people into battles they never signed up for. My name's Mike Wilson. I'm a Child Protective Services worker, and I moved into Sunnyside just 6 months ago. On the surface, the place was perfect. Manicured lawns, sparkling sidewalks, a community pool that glistened in the sun. The neighbors were warm, inviting. Well, most of them. Then there was Deborah. From the moment I unloaded the moving truck, she had her sights set on me. My grass was measured with military precision. Half an inch too tall? Violation. My mailbox? Apparently the wrong shade of approved chestnut brown, as dictated in Section 4, Paragraph 12 of the Sacred Bylaws. Once, I left my trash bin visible from the street for an hour too long, and the next morning I found a venomous letter taped to my front door. All of that, I would later realize, had just been the prologue. The real storm was yet to come. It was a blistering Saturday in July, the kind where the air feels like wet cement pressing down on your chest. 98 degrees by noon, the humidity thick enough to choke on. I had just returned from a grocery run when I spotted Deborah storming across the street, clipboard hugged tight to her chest like a weapon. Her 8-year-old son, Tommy, trudged behind her, sweat already streaking down his face. "Tommy, stay in the car," she barked, jabbing the key fob twice. The locks clicked. Windows sealed. I froze mid-step, a gallon of milk sweating in my hand. Had she just locked her child inside the car? On a day like this? Surely I'd misread it. Surely the engine was running, the air conditioner humming. But no, the car sat silent. No vibration, no condensation on the glass. Just a child inside what was about to become an oven. I knew the math by heart. 10 minutes in a closed vehicle and the temperature spikes 20 degrees. 15 minutes and the interior becomes lethal. I set my groceries down and hurried to the car. Peering through the glass, I saw Tommy already flushed, tugging at the door handle. I tapped the window and forced a reassuring smile. "Hey, buddy, you doing okay in there?" He shook his head. His voice came muffled through the glass. "My mom says I have to stay here, but it's really hot." I nodded gently. "Hang tight, okay? I'll go talk to your mom." Deborah was on Mrs. Rodriguez's porch, ranting about unauthorized garden gnomes. Her voice carried like a drill sergeant's, every syllable sharp. I walked toward her, my heart thudding with urgency. "Mr. Wilson," she said before I could even speak, her lips curling into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "If this is about your unapproved bird feeder, I've already documented it. Expect a notice by Monday." "Actually," I replied, keeping my tone professional, "I'm here because I'm concerned about your son. You left him locked in your car, no air conditioning, and it's nearly 100 degrees today." Her expression tightened. Clipboard clutched like a shield. "I'll only be a few minutes. He's perfectly fine." I left him with his tablet. She turned her back on me, resuming her tirade against ceramic lawn ornaments. I stepped closer, my voice sharper now. "Mrs. Jenkins, I've seen too many cases like this. A car can hit 120 degrees in under 20 minutes. Your son is already showing signs of distress." She spun around, eyes blazing. "Are you trying to tell me how to raise my child? Who do you think you are?" I drew a slow, steady breath. I'm a Child Protective Services worker, and I am legally obligated to intervene if a child is in danger. Please unlock your car immediately. Something flickered across her face, hesitation, doubt, before indignation surged back. "This is ridiculous. I know what's best for my son. He can wait a few minutes. You have no right to undermine my authority." And there it was, authority. That single word told me everything. Deborah didn't just see herself as HOA president. She saw herself as untouchable, above reproach, even at the cost of her own child's safety. "Mrs. Jenkins," I said, my voice low but unyielding, "if you don't unlock that car right now, I will call 911. This isn't about your HOA rules. This isn't about authority. This is about your son's life." Her eyes widened, disbelief flickering like a crack in her armor. And that was the moment everything changed. You wouldn't dare, Deborah hissed, her eyes narrowing. Do you have any idea how many violations I could find at your house if I really looked? That garden of yours is at least 2 inches over the height restriction. And those tacky wind chimes on your back porch? Non-regulation. I could bury you in fines. I pulled out my phone and met her glare without flinching. Mrs. Jenkins, I don't care about wind chimes or gardens right now. Your son is locked in a sweltering car, and that is my only concern. I dialed 911, holding the phone to my ear, my eyes locked on hers. My voice was calm, steady, each word deliberate. Yes, I'm reporting a child trapped in a hot car. The mother is refusing to unlock it. The address is 42 Sunnyside Lane. Her massive arrogance faltered. Panic bled through her features as she realized this was spinning beyond her control. This is absurd, she snapped, fumbling for her keys. I'm unlocking it right now. There's no need for theatrics. She stabbed the file button, and the locks popped. I thanked the dispatcher, ended the call, but informed her flatly, officers are still on their way. That's protocol. By now, the neighborhood had gathered. Doors opened, curtains twitched. Mrs. Rodriguez stood frozen on her porch. Garden gnomes forgotten. Mr. Peterson was striding across the street, concern written on his face. I hurried to the car, yanked the door open, and Tommy spilled out, face crimson, hair plastered with sweat. He gasped like a drowning swimmer, breaking the surface. It was really hot in there, he wheezed. Even in the stifling outdoor heat, the air felt merciful compared to the oven he'd been trapped in. I know, buddy. Let's get you water. I grabbed a bottle from my grocery bag and ushered him to the shade of my porch. Behind us, Deborah sputtered excuses and threats, her voice shrill. This is completely unnecessary. Tommy was perfectly fine. You're overreacting, trying to turn the neighbors against me. Just wait until the next board meeting. Every one of your violations will be on the record. I ignored her, focusing on Tommy. The sirens grew louder, slicing through the thick July air. When the police arrived, they moved with quiet efficiency. One officer took statements from the neighbors. Another measured the car's interior temperature. The digital readout glowed 132 degrees. Dangerous. Deadly. Tommy admitted to the officers that this wasn't the first time his mother had locked him in the car while she handled HOA business. That was the breaking point. After conferring with their sergeant, the officers approached Deborah. Their faces were grim, voices firm. Mrs. Jenkins, based on the evidence and multiple witness statements, you are under arrest for child endangerment. Her mouth fell open. Arrest? This is outrageous. Do you know who I am? I'm the president of the Homeowners Association. The officer's expression didn't waver. Ma'am, turn around. Hands behind your back. As the cuffs clicked into place, Deborah's composure shattered. She twisted toward the crowd, searching desperately for an ally. This is all a misunderstanding. Tell them I'm a good mother. Tell them I keep this neighborhood pristine. But no one spoke. Not a single voice rose in her defense. Instead, heads nodded in grim approval. The woman who had terrorized Sunnyside with her clipboard and rulebook was finally brought down. Not by an HOA vote, but by the law. Tommy was taken into protective custody by a colleague of mine, Sarah, who arrived on scene. His safety was assured. 3 days later, an emergency HOA board meeting was called. Deborah's arrest had made the local news, complete with video footage recorded by Mrs. Rodriguez's son, showing her refusing to unlock the car. By unanimous vote, Deborah was stripped of her presidency. The final blow came the following week in court. At her arraignment, the judge read the charges aloud. Class A misdemeanor, child endangerment, possible jail time, a $4,000 fine. Deborah's face crumpled as reality bore down. Her empire of petty rules, intimidation, and hollow authority collapsed in an instant. But I was just following the rules, she whispered, more to herself than anyone else, as the bailiff led her away. Her clipboard gone, her power gone, her reign finally over.